Hello and welcome to Do Something. My guest today is Awkward. Yes, that is his name, and he goes
Mhm.
by Awkward. He has been labeled an Antifa militant by Andy No and quite profound by Chuck D of Public Enemy. And he has fought for justice and equality through protest, um, song, political organizing, digital strategy, and street journalism for nearly a quarter of a century and an internationally acclaimed hip hop artist. And we're going to talk to him about that. And he donates all the proceeds to Black charitable organizations. Awkward is a Palestinian Jewish, neurodivergent, mentally disabled addict, which is incredible, with two adopted daughters, and possibly one of the most interesting people I've met.
Oh,
Hello, Awkward.
hi, thank you. That was a hell of an introduction.
And it's all you. I mean, so yes,
It's hard
right?
to hear, but yeah, no, everything is true.
Yeah, well, it's I honestly I don't even know where to start because I'm equally fascinated by all of it. I think that when people hear neurodivergent, this, that, and the other addict,
hmm
tell us briefly what that means. How does that manifest? How you cope? All this kind of thing.
There are so many functioning addicts, like active addicts, who just have enough money to maintain it, and
Mhm.
thus no one even knows.
Yeah.
But for someone like me, it got to a point where I recognized that I was an addict and I needed to change that. For
Hmm.
most addicts, it's not like that. It's literally day by day, minute by minute, and it's a constant struggle. What I struggle with is the other part of it, the neurodivergency, the mental illness, that coupled with actual real life danger that I've lived through and have experienced. And like, you put those two things together, and you got a pretty paranoid person who doesn't leave his house very much anymore.
Yeah. I read in your page, which I will direct people to, that you
It's,
were raised by an activist mother. So you were kind of
yeah.
doomed from the start, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And can
She's
you
the
tell
only
me?
reason I'm alive, too. Most vivid memories are the meetings she would hold in the house. And I was
Oh,
really young, and there would be like cheese and other things out, and there'd be all these people,
a
older people.
party. Yes, like most of
Yeah,
our
like,
weddings. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Cheese.
And if there was a march, my mom would take me. If she was like tabling somewhere, she would take me.
Mhm.
Um, so activism is and my mom are what saved my life. Without it and writing and music, the violence would have won.
Right. So, okay. So, you mentioned violence. I read that when you were younger, you were very angry and you were able to redirect that energy into activism.
Yeah, I mean, I always just instinctively looked to writing things down to process things.
Mhm.
And over time, I kind of moved from punk rock to hip hop and started writing. And then, like, my writing turned into rap music. And that's how that all happened.
Yeah.
And while there was no aha moment, my mom just consistently preached this.
Mhm.
And one day said, the ADL does these amazing programs in high schools regarding diversity.
Yeah.
I hosted the diversity day at my school, and then I created that with them. Then I created a Holocaust Remembrance Day, and that was kind of the beginning for me of the organizing part.
So, but you bring up a really important point, and that is that when you started to turn your energy towards helping other people, it felt good. And so you wanted to
Correct.
do more of that. And it's honestly doing something, and it doesn't have to be political activism. You do social activism as well. And
hmm
that's even more
Environmental
rewarding.
activism,
Mhm.
right? There are a lot of topics that everyone who's not really out there can
On
agree
either
on.
side, right? I mean,
Right.
there
And
are
that's what I
extremes on
mean.
either side, right? Hmm.
And everyone else recognizes that our Earth is is getting destroyed by
Right.
humans,
Right.
and
And
that
this is,
that
yeah, that's what
right.
I mean by political versus social activism,
Exactly, exactly.
that there are causes that are, climate and
Animals.
animals and education and
Yep.
homeless. So there are a lot of social issues that really need a lot of people to get involved. And if getting into politics, and I totally understand why you would not want to, but it's
Yes,
so critical right now that people just start participating in society,
a
regardless
hundred percent.
of which end that you go to. So tell me about 10 Demands. What is that?
Sure. 10 Demands is an organization that I co-founded in 2020. Um, in one way, a direct response to what happened with George Floyd, but
Hmm.
more in the timeline wise, what happened after the largest protest movement in our nation's history, including Vietnam. This was an opportunity for people to not just go out for the sake of it, not just march and to say they've marched, but to actually have concrete demands that
Hmm.
you bring to your marches and you hand to your city councils.
Do you have an actual list of 10
We
demands?
do. So
Uh-huh.
here's what happened. 10forjustice.com was our website.
Hmm.
Google took it down. Just like Google owns YouTube and YouTube censors my 10 Demands song and video.
Hmm.
So now you have to use the archived version, which has tons of resources from all the people who came before us, plus our 10 demands. These are actually all steps
Hmm.
toward abolition. So there are a million little things that cities, states, and the federal government can do that chip away at the system so that we're building the alternate infrastructure at the same time so that we're not just emptying the prisons and don't have an alternative.
Right. Okay. And that now, which is a really important thing to underscore about activism.
Yes. Yeah.
Activism is not about these grand sweeping gestures. Activism is slow. It's one
Yep.
brick at a time. It's not, it is the opposite of destruction. Destruction, a wrecking ball comes in and it's gone in 30 seconds. And
Hmm.
activism is rebuilding it one brick at a time. And you have to have a plan. You got to get, it consent and you have to, it's all the
Yes.
so it's slow and it's this is why we need people. Everybody's got to
Yes.
carry a little brick to build
Yeah.
the future that we want, the reality that we
Totally.
want.
And
But
your brick can be going out in public to a protest, or it can be sitting or laying down in bed and doing something, sending emails or making phone calls. There's so
exactly.
many
Yeah.
options.
Because you're doing social justice activism for the Black community, and you are doing online uh, uh, social
Like
media.
strategy. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. How can people
Hmm.
help? And if you could just go through your
Oh,
various, yeah.
my immediate world, few things that just pop out at me within the justice abolitionist space are cop watching and court watching.
Hmm.
Basically, that's keep making sure that the court system and police are not being corrupt, which they are. But your presence decreases that. And the more people who do it, the less willing, or the more afraid they are to break these rules. Helping
Sometimes,
me specifically,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. If you're
yes.
interested in working with me on anything from providing strategy or promotion to presidential or senatorial congressional campaigns to working with influencers in our space and on social media to just getting ideas for on the
Mhm.
ground work that you can do, or helping out 10 demands, maybe getting our website back up because I'm busy doing other people's websites.
Yeah.
Just email me.
Well, I will tell you, Awkward, it's a delight to meet you in person.
Same here.
And
Same here.
I am inspired by you. I hope that
Oh,
others
thank
are
you.
as well
Me
to
too.
get up and do something. And thank you all for watching and for getting to know my guest, Awkward. Most of the actions that Awkward mentioned are low risk actions, except perhaps for things like court watching, which could be considered medium risk level simply because you are out and in court and in the presence of law enforcement.